Hi guys, and welcome to my first video talking about figure skating. I've been wanting to do this for a while and it was supposed to start with the Grand Prix series, but stuff happened and I didn't have time, so I'm gonna do a little bit of recap-ish thingy of Skate America. Then we're gonna talk more about Skate Canada because I care a little bit about that competition, and then we're gonna do predictions for the Grand Prix of Finland. So the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna talk about the previous competitions, and then I'm gonna do predictions of the next one coming up, and I think that's gonna be my format. Also, I'm not gonna be like very technical with these, so it's just gonna be for me to like have a place to fangirl about this and just talk about things that I like and maybe convert some of you to figure skating fans or something like that. So it's gonna be quite casual, just for me to geek out a little bit. But let's start with recapping or something. Skate America. Let's start with the men, because the men's competition was quite predictable, at least where Nathan was concerned. I feel like it was pretty much a given that he would win. Um, I mean, he had his troubles at Japan Open, but I think uh, there wasn't really the biggest competition for him at Skate America, because you have someone like Vincent Zhao who while he has a lot of quads, he has a lot of under rotation problems, and he's not the most consistent skater. Um, so there was that, and he also, I mean, he didn't even place on the podium, which I was quite I found that a little unexpected. I felt like he maybe would have, but he had some problems in the short. Um, I was really proud of Julian for getting top 3 in the short program. I really like him. I think he's very charming to watch. Of course, he didn't end up on the podium, and I didn't expect that either, but that was really great to see. We had Michael Brezina and Sergei Voronov in second and third. I mean, it's not really it wasn't a predictable podium, at least where second and third goes, but it wasn't exactly like it was a big upset, I think. So it went pretty much as I expected. And I mean, for the competition itself, I didn't watch a lot of it live because I wasn't really interested in the men, and it was in the middle of the night, so I did not see a reason to stay up for it. But I'm really happy with Nathan's programs this year. I was not a big fan of I was not a big fan of his free skate last year, and his show program did not live up to what I thought it could have been. It was quite underwhelming. I saw it live in Milan, and it was still not like the best thing ever. But I really feel, especially his short program this season, I really enjoyed that. So I'm really happy that he looks like he's having more fun, and he's performing more than I felt like he was last season. So that's really great. And of course, he's doing all these things. Like, he has so much going on. He has Yale on the side, and he's doing this like, he's really far away from his coach, so it's a weird period for him. So I'm actually quite proud of him that he did so well. But we'll see what the season brings. I'm sure he'll make it to the finals, where he can then try to defend his title. But I'm really interested in seeing how he's gonna balance his coaching situation with skating and just college, because that's not easy. But let's move on to the girls, because that was something I did watch live, and it was a great competition. First of all, I mean, I was kind of rooting for a Japanese sweep, because we had Satoko Miyahara, we had Kaoru Sakamoto, and Marin Honda, and I quite like all 3 girls, especially Kaori. She is one of my faves, just generally in the ladies field. But we also had Brady Chanel, and I was quite expecting her to be on the podium, because she's very consistent. She has an even stronger layout this season than she had last time with the triple loop. And she just generally she has very good jumps. She very rarely struggles. So it was surprising to see her not on the podium, actually. So that surprised me. That being said, though, I really enjoy especially her short program this year. Again, with her, I wasn't a big fan of her programs last year, because I mean, she was very unknown coming into the previous season, and I felt like she was really trying to like live up to the kind of graceful skater that she really wasn't, because her big strength was her jumps on her technical strength. And I feel like this season they've given her these powerful programs that really show off her strength, and it makes it feel more realistic that she can connect with that kind of program and music. So I'm really happy with the direction she's going in terms of her pure skating, and her programs. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of her. Because I was very indifferent to her last season. Like, I didn't hate her, but I didn't like her either. It was just kind of like, I guess she exists. But I'm really happy with what they're doing with her this year. Sadako skated clean. That doesn't always happen. But she deserved her win. I think her programs were really great. I think I prefer her programs last year, especially her show program. But I might not be coming around to it because like last season I did not like a lot of programs in the beginning of the season, and then they all really grew on me. So I think that's just like it's just a transitional thing right now. Kaori Sakamoto, who got second place, I adore her programs. I mean I always think she does great. I think she's a lovely skater. She's never done anything I didn't like. And she's just lovely. And she has. I'm gonna talk a bit more about her when we come to the predictions by the end here, because you know it's Finland and she's there, so yeah. For third place, Sofia Samodorova. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry. I didn't know her until this season. I watched, I think it was at Autumn Classics where she made her debut. This season at least. She's very fun. There are some things that I think she could improve. She has I can't remember, but I remember there was something striking about her jump technique that I thought was peculiar, but she was great fun. I especially love her free skate. I just think it's really, really fun. And I mean, with the mistakes that Brady made, I think it's fair that she got third. And it was just generally, it was a really good ladies event, I felt like. Even though I was rooting for Marin Honda to do really well, and she had a really, really good show program, and then she really faltered in the free skate, which is really, really sad. But she has some good programs this year, and I really adore her new skates. They are so beautiful. This really is a season where a lot of skaters have gotten some really beautiful skates. Evgenia Medvedeva being one of them, who has these beautiful rose gold skates. So, yeah. But let's move on to Canada, where I can talk more about Senya. Yes, I am on the wiki just to make sure I'm not fucking everything up here. Right. The men's event for Skate Canada was definitely much more interesting than it was for Skate Americas, because here, I mean, even though Shoma Uno winning is not, I mean, that was predictable. He won not as overwhelmingly as Nathan, but he still won, and I think that was more or less what we predicted. I mean, I even predicted he would win it first after the show program, because he holds the world record currently. Just in case, like, we forgot that we reset the record, so 104 is the current record. But he had that really scary fall on the triple axel, which is so uncommon for Shoma to make a mistake on, but he made a mistake on that in Lombardia Trophy as well. And it was just like, it was a really scary fall, because I watched it live and it was just like, oh my god. But other than Shoma, because Shoma, like, I mean, he's always been a performer. He doesn't always do really well. I mean, again, Milan free skate, that was just a nightmare. I suffered watching that. But yeah, again, Shoma winning, I don't think that's weird, and like he dominated the free skate. Again, the free skate even for him was really interesting, because he was so clean through all of it, and then the last two jumps he just messed up. I thought it was really interesting, because usually Shoma has more or less the same attitude towards programs, but he felt like he looked, I don't want to say angry, but he felt very determined and slightly intimidating before his free skate. Which is a look you don't often see him, but I think he was really beating himself up on the mistakes he made in the show program. Second, we have Keegan Messing. I really love Keegan Messing. I think he's really great. I think he's a really good new face of Canadian men's figure skating. Because I think Patrick Chan, I mean, it's Patrick Chan, but I was never that big of a fan of Patrick Chan skating. I felt like it was, for me, his programs were very hit or miss for me, and I didn't always connect with them. For Keegan, it's different, because he has a very different style. He's very much a showman, and he plays characters, and he really, he has the kind of style that a lot of people I feel like would feel it's very theatrical, and I think some people don't like that as much, but I really like it. I think it's fun. I think it's different because I feel like every skater should have their own touch on things, and if we all just stuck to like the same aesthetic, it would be very much the same. So I really like Keegan. He's a really nice breath of fresh air. So I'm really satisfied with him winning the show program and finishing second overall. For third place, my fave person probably at this competition, even though I do love Shoma a lot, is Junwan Cha. Junwan is, okay, I can't even describe how much I love him. I've been following Junwan for quite some time now because I'm always really interested when people go to Brian Orser. So I've been following him, and I can't even understand nor comprehend how he improved so much from the Olympics to this season. There's something different about his skating, how he expresses himself, and his jumps just look better. There are, of course, some technical issues like his Salchow, and I think it's the show program, looked very under-rotated, and I think there was, if you look at it from the right angle, I'm pretty sure his Salchow in the free skate was also under-rotated, or it was the other way around. There was one of them that was very under-rotated and was not called. And he has, like, his Lutz is iffy. Not as bad as Senya's, though. I'd still argue that it doesn't really, it's not as bad enough to get an edge call, but maybe a warning. Even though I still love his triple loop. I think it's a gorgeous combination. It flows really, really well. And I'm sure the more he does it, the more he'll get comfortable with the jump. I'm just very, very happy that he finished third. As much as I would love to see him in the finals, the competition he has for Finland is extremely, it's just very difficult for him to get on the podium there unless someone messes up completely. And he needs a medal if he wants to advance. But we'll see what happens. I'll go to my predictions later. We also had, oh God, this competition has so many. Other than the 3 medalists, we had Jason Brown, who's also, like, he's always been such a good performer. It was really a shame about the show program, but he really came back in the free skate, and I swear to God, he used to straight up curse Sanya and Jason with his Skate Canada curse. I mean, he did not get silver, but I definitely flopped the show program real hard. We had Kevin Amos, who last season I was not indifferent, but I just only liked him a bit. Like, I could enjoy his programs, but there wasn't really anything there for me that made him think, ooh, Kevin Amos. This season, his short program is straight fire. It's so good. And his free skate is so emotional and nice. It's just, holy wow. I really, really enjoy him this season. His programs are so good. You have Kazuki Tomono, who I just fell in love with at Milan. He was such a joy to watch, and with the absolutely hell of an event that was the men's free skate, Kazuki was definitely one of the people who lit up that event together with Denis Vasilyev. So I even though he did not place very well in this competition, I love his free skate. And of course you can see that his short program is choreographed by Misha G, and his programs are really, really good. It's just a shame that he didn't get to perform them to his best abilities. Who else did we have? Nam Nguyen, also, he needs to stop dapping, but like, other than that, it was really, really great. God, I think every person in this men's event was just absolutely great, even though there were obviously some technical mistakes here and there, but it was really, really good event. And I'm proud for Shoma for bouncing back so well after the show program. Generally, the men's podium was really, really good, and I absolutely adored the medal ceremony where you had Shoma not being able to get up on the podium because it was too tall. It was great. The ladies event was also really great. Oh my God. I am a big, big fan of Evgenia Medvedeva. And with her move to Canada and her coaching and everything, she's also going through a bit of a transitional period. And we know that like these next seasons for her will be very much about preparing for the Beijing Olympics. So as her coach has said, for her it's not about winning every single event from now on until Beijing. It's just about preparing for that one event. Of course, she still does want to make it to the finals, and she's very much aware that with a bronze medal, she needs to win France because the women's field is just so deep. It's impossible to get by with just like third and the silver maybe. Um, so yeah, but I am rooting for her. But with her programs, her show program is absolutely amazing. I love it so much. It's very different from everything she's done, and it looks much more mature. It looks so much better on her, and she looks like she's having a lot of fun with it. Her free skate, I'm still not. I don't think it's the most amazing thing she's ever done. I think for me, her best free skate is still Anna Karenina. But it's definitely improving with every single showing. When we saw it at the Russian test skates, it was very boring. And she also did admit afterwards that she completely forgot half of her choreography, so, I mean. And with, at Autumn Classics, it was also, there were some mistakes and it was better, but still not super interesting. And then here at Skate Canada, it looked much, much better. It looked richer, the step sequence was gorgeous. It looked much, much better. This is something that the Cricket Club does. They usually, they build on their skates as the season progresses. So I'm really excited to see where the free skate ends up, because we know that the music is something that she chose for herself. She really wanted to skate to this music. So I'm really excited to see how it improves over time, because I'm slowly coming around to it. And it looked gorgeous at Skate Canada. And of course she was really upset with herself in the show program. So it was really nice for her to bounce back and win the free skate, even though obviously she got edge calls on both her letzes. And she had, I think, an under-rotation on, was it her loop? Which is weird, because her loop is the best jump she has. But I'm really happy for Brian and Senja that they're working so hard on her lutz, putting it both in the show program and the free skate, because one of the things that's probably not holding her back, but like, she's not entirely comfortable with the lutz, and I think a good way to make her comfortable is just making her jump it as much as possible. So having the jump 3 times in both her programs is just, it's a good way to make her comfortable with it, and we do see improvement. She holds the outside edge for a longer time. Sometimes it doesn't go fully inside, just goes to a flat edge. So she is slowly improving, and she was improving before when she was under Itiri. If you saw her jump it before her injury, it looked much better. It did not look good at Europeans or the Olympics, because after her injury I feel like she took a couple of steps back. Of course she's still injured, which is why we don't see her filming, because her back injuries and stuff, but I'm sure she'll overcome that in due time. But that's not enough Bosnia, because I could talk about her for a long time. I really love her. The winner goes to the Empress, Elisabetta Tukmasheva. Wonderful programs. I adore her show program. Of course, with a clean triple axel, it was really hard for anyone to beat her. So that was just great. And she has a really lovely free skate as well. Not quite as clean, but I'm sure she'll finish that right up. It would be really great to see her in the finals as well. And I think with this gold, it's almost guaranteed, but you never know. So yeah, that was really, really great to see her win. And you have Mako Yamashita in second place. I did not know this girl. Upon very little research, I know that she's making her senior debut, which is why I didn't know her. I don't really follow juniors, except unless they're like within a certain group that I care about, or people making a really big fuss about them, like with Rika Kihara, who I followed somewhat last season, because, you know, it's Rika Kihara and she had a pretty triple axel. And I was really surprised by her. Like, I thought, I was like, I don't know if this girl, who is she, is gonna be very generic, and then I saw her, I really saw her in the free skate, I think, because she was closing the event, and I was like, well, she's not gonna beat Senja. And she didn't in the free skate, but she beat her overall by 6 points. That was just, she was really gorgeous. She was really the surprise of the event for me. I had the same feeling watching her this time as I had when I watched Kaori Sakamoto at Skate America last season, because it was very much that, wow, I did not know you, but you're good. So that was really, really great. Another favorite of mine at this competition is Wakaba Higuchi. She's injured, which is the excuse I take for her not doing very well. She has a stress fracture in her, I think it's her right foot. And her free skate is also quite new, because she changed it very much last minute. Of course, I mean, when you choose to compete, you should go after it, a clean skate. It's a little, I want to say sad, but it's a little disappointing that she didn't even finish within the top 5, and I would have loved to see her and Senya on the podium together, like at Rostelecom Cup, because apparently we're not allowed to ever see them on the podium together again. But I really enjoy her show program. I know a lot of people don't like the music, but I think it's fresh. I think it's new, and she uses it really well. I think it fits well with her, just her strength. Like, she's very strong. She's a very fast skater, and I think it's just it just fits her very well. And Shaylin Bourne choreography never fails. Her free skate is still a work in progress. Of course, it being new and everything. But I really like her new costume. I was not a fan of the red one she wore at Autumn Classics. But this new costume, I think it's really nice. And yeah, she has some weird jump errors, like her weird attempt at fixing her flip is making her LUT suffer, and I don't know what's happening anymore, but I'm sure she'll bounce back. She's a very strong skater, and she has very, very high ambition. I don't know if you've heard her talk about it, but she wants to become a skater who's done something like no one has ever done. Like, she wants to make history, basically. She said, win 3 Olympics or 5 world championships or something. It was absolutely crazy what she wanted to do, but I mean, if you have high ambitions, go for it. And she's still really young, so she could do it. Who else? I really enjoyed Star Andrews in this competition. I got mildly interested in her last season because I felt like she's a little different from some of the American girls. So I really enjoyed seeing her. I'm interested in seeing where she'll develop because I feel like she's very much diamond in the rough right now, but I'm rooting for her. And yeah, oh my god, this has been 21 minutes now. Well, let's move to the Grand Prix of Helsinki. I call it Finland, but it's the Grand Prix of Helsinki. Let's start with the women, because I feel like that's the easiest competition to more or less predict. Just because Alina Sigitova is there, and she is not only completely undefeated, her personal best this season is just way above everyone else's. And that may be a little bit of Olympic champion inflation, but she has been, with the exception of the Russian test skate, she has been foot perfect. Her programs this season are, in my opinion, much better than they were last season. I was not a fan of her Don Quixote program, and I was kind of coming around to her Black Swan, but I think that has something to do with the fact that I got to see that live, so I'm biased there. But I really, really enjoy her Carmen free skate, weirdly, and her Phantom of the Opera, while the music is abysmal. Is that even the right word? It's just awful. She's really making something for it. And if you don't think that her skate is good, try to watch her show program, and then after you watch it, try to just listen to the music, and then you'll realize how bad the music is, and you don't realize it as much when she's skating, because she's really doing her very best to make something of this absolutely horrible music she's gotten. I think it's a shame that they gave her Phantom of the Opera and Carmen. I mean, as an Olympic champion, I felt like she deserved better than that, and I know Yuzo skated to Phantom of the Opera as well when he won the Olympics, but I felt like Alina deserved better. She's a really talented skater, and they're not using her potential to its fullest. I'm also really shocked that they're not putting her combination, the show program, in the second half. Her number one strength is her technical abilities, and the fact that she could literally backload everything last season, both the short and the free skate. I think that should, why not backload her combination instead of her, I think it's her triple flip they have in the second half. Yeah, I don't know why, but meh. I think for second place, Kaori Sakamoto, I don't think anyone else, I feel like Alina Sigitova is just on a level for herself, and then you have Kaori Sakamoto, who's also somewhere on a level for herself. I don't think there's anyone who really touches those two, so unless they both, and especially Kaori, make mistakes, and they're both known for their consistency, I don't think anyone can touch them. For third place, I think I'm gonna kind of wish guess Rika Hongo. Rika Hongo is one of my first loves in when it comes to the Japanese girls. I really, really enjoy her skating. So I really, really hope to see her on the podium as well. I don't really know who else would make it up there with her. Leona Hendricks might have a chance. She when she skates clean, she's absolutely gorgeous. But she's not as consistent as the others. And I don't know with the others. I just think it comes for the women. It often comes down to a matter of consistency, and when it comes to consistency, Alina Sigidova and Kaori Sakamoto, really, they are up there with the most consistent skaters. The men's competition is much harder to predict. I mean, the three favorites will definitely be Boyan, Yusu, and Mikhail. And I am almost convinced that unless one or more of them royally fuck up, they are the podium we're gonna see. But other than that, we also have Mikhail Brissina, we have Junwon Cha, we have Keiji Tanaka, Alexei Brichenko. We have a lot of really, really good skaters at this competition. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't even, it's such a good competition for the men. I can't even, like, think of a Grand Prix event that has been this deep. For predictions, I mean, I'm gonna start with Yusu. Because the thing is, Yusu is a two-time Olympic champion, and he's already won his first event. He has some absolutely gorgeous programs this season. Like, they're so, so good. But it's his first Grand Prix assignment. And I believe more in curses than I believe in his ability to win. So I'm gonna place Yusuf at second for now, because, you know, that's internal second place for his first Grand Prix assignment. Skate Canada or otherwise. My gold is gonna go to Mikhail Kolyada. And I think that's based mostly on the fact that of my three faves here, he has already won 2 events. He has, I wouldn't want to call it more experience, but it's just he's had more outings this season. And he looks really, really good. Again, his programs are so good, especially his show program. I enjoyed so much. So I'm gonna place him for first, and then I'm gonna say Boyang for third, because we haven't really seen Boyang. We saw his show program at the Ice, which, also a great show program. God, I love Boyang so much. And he had an outing at the Chinese Grand Prix event pre-competition thing. Not entirely sure what it is, but I assume it's something like the Russian taste skates, but for the Chinese skaters. So I'm gonna place him for third. And I'm gonna go fourth as well and say Junwon for fourth. But I would not be opposed for Junwon taking a medal as well, because, you know, I do want to see him in the finals. For me, the perfect finals would be Nathan, Shoma, Yusu, Junwon, Mikhail, and Boyang, I think. I feel like we haven't yet had a Grand Prix final with Nathan, Yusu, Boyang, and Shoma, which I find ridiculous. But we haven't, and I feel like we should get that. And then because I'm a big fan of Junwon, I think, and he does still stand a chance, just technically. And then Mikhail Kolyada, I think he deserves a place in the finals as well. And I mean, his next assignment is in Russia, so, and the competition is not quite as steep there, except he's up against Yusu again. But yeah, I mean, Yusu could definitely come back with a win. And talking about Yusu, we got his planned layout, and his free skate is quite interesting. He has the quad toe triple axel sequence. He talked about doing it at the Autumn Classic, but then he popped his quad toe, so that did not happen. So that in itself is not that big of a surprise. It's just, I mean, it's a little mind-blowing because the combination or sequence is a weird one, but it's never been attempted before, and he likes to be the first. But then you also have his triple flip, triple toe, in the second half as well, because all of his combination is in the second half. For a person who says he does not care about his scores this season, he sure is maximizing his program here. It's an interesting combination for him, because someone researched this, and the last time he put his triple flip in combination was in 2009, and he got an edge call on that. Obviously, he doesn't get edge calls on his triple flip anymore, because he changed his technique and he fixed that up. But he's always had his triple flip as the third jumping pass and never in combination, And I don't doubt that he can do it. It's a weird combination, especially for a person who shunned toe jumps at the Autumn Classics. So that's gonna be really interesting. Obviously, the fact that he's doing the triple flick means that his ankle is better, because he said before that he felt like a slight pain whenever he did Lutz in the flip, so that's why he didn't do it. But since he's doing the flip, he's obviously feeling better. I'm interested in knowing why he chose to flip in at the Lutz. Like, maybe he's just mad at that jump, I assume. But yeah, it's really interesting because he's doing two combinations, or one combination in a sequence he's never done before. And I do highly doubt he'll skate them clean, but you never know with Yusu. He comes to surprise you every time. He could very well win. I mean, he does win every single time he's in Finland, so. But I still believe in the first Grand Prix assignment curse, so yeah. Wow, this was half an hour long, and I did not mean for it to be this long. I thought I would only talk for like 10 to 15 minutes, but here we are. It's gonna be shorter the other times I do this because we're only gonna have to go through one competition and then one prediction, which is not gonna be as insane as Finland, hopefully. But I really enjoyed talking about this, so I'll definitely do this again. You can leave a like if you liked anything that I had to say. Leave in the comments below what you think of the competition we've had and what your predictions for Finland is. It starts tomorrow, so yay! And you can subscribe if you want to see more of this. Usually I don't talk about figure skating, but now I do, because I really like it. So yeah, and until next time, bye!